Hello everyone, welcome back to the vlog. So glad to be doing these. So ever since getting the channel restored, I've been kind of on a mission to get as many videos out as possible. Really helps with the algorithm, recommend my channel, getting more videos seen. You know, I gotta understand that channel didn't produce anything for 4 months, so it's not getting recommended and seen as much. So although I have been going to the gym, I've been kind of putting off my walks and trying to stay fit. So today, taking the bike out, go for a little ride, and bring the 360 camera and see what kind of interesting shots we can bring. I tell you what, I totally forgot how liberating, how free it feels to be out here on a bike. I love it, absolutely love it. I really need to do this more often. I think it's going to motivate me. It's been forever, it's been way too long, and I hope you can hear me. I'm trying to go slow, but man, this is so nice. I really want to get back into my mountain biking, so I'm going to ride this road bike and try to get my legs back in shape, which are hurting bad. I guess that elliptical at the gym's not really doing much for the quads. So yeah, well, we're gonna do this and hopefully I get back into a mountain bike because I really love it. I know some people say, oh, you got a bad back, how do you bike? There's a lot of people bad backs that bike. I feel like I'm sitting down. I'm sitting, my arms here are propped against the handlebars and that holds me up. My back isn't doing anything. Now granted, yeah, if I were to do like another 100-mile ride, I would probably be hurting from being bent over this mount, but this is just about 16-mile ride, I believe. 8 miles there, 8 miles back. So it's not bad. Even the mountain biking, I don't do anything that extreme. I just like to go out on some nice single track stuff. Nothing bumpy or extremely bumpy. I mean, I got a full suspension bike, so. But yeah, all right, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the scenery. We got to go home and data log Project Z28. Data logging check. 3, 2, 1, ignition. We are go for launch. All right. Woo. No matter what dashboard I use, it still records the same information, but I kind of like this one. I can see where the IAC position is, what the O2 sensor, vacuum. I can see if the torque converter's locked. Wow, what happened? Oh, there we go. So I'm kind of curious. I want to watch the torque converter lock. Fuel injection flow. So, all right, Brian gave me a go, my tuner, to take this thing up in some RPMs. He said the last drive looked fantastic. He said everything looked pretty good. Let's see, IAC position. Let's turn on the AC, see what happens. It does seem like it moved. All right, well, we're gonna go out for a little bit of a drive here. Oh no, the car stalled. Well, that's good. Brian needs to see that. It's not wanting to run with the AC on. Car's still cold. There's no water temp yet. So, all right. Well, so Brian gave me the go-ahead to bring the RPMs up, and we'll see what she does. See if she runs rich, lean, whatever, and then we can work our way to going full throttle. He told me bring the RPM up, but don't put my foot to the floor. Because I'm not sure if you know or not, but I mean, if you run a car lean, you can really do some damage. So AC clutch engaged. Wow, so it actually knows. The IAC position is moving. Like right there, throttle position goes to 0. As soon as I tap on it, it responds. So that means the IAC is working good. Vacuums up. It's flickering between rich and lean, which is probably where we want it to be. As soon as it goes rich, it goes lean. So it's probably the O2 sensors adjusting that. Okay, loop status closed. I think that's where we need to be. Okay, yeah, water temp's at 180 now. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift this manually, so I can bring the RPM up to, like, say 5,000. And get some good data logs from Brian here. Woo! Smitty, that thing shifted hard. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to see. If I tap the brakes, unlocked. Yeah. Tell you the big difference now with all this cam and heads and that. This car before, a factory tune port, the original setup, 4,500. It was gone. This thing just hit like $5,000. It was still like, I hit the gas and it still freaking jerked. So. I know a lot of people, me included, are looking forward to getting this on the dyno. Alright, everyone, so this is Project Z28. It's a 91 Z28. Has a factory 5.7, or it came from the factory with the 5.7. I'm not sure if anybody from Smitty's channel is over here watching, Mr. iRock and Z. If you tuned in, it was kind of a shame that when he filmed the video, the car was up in the air, so you guys really didn't get to see the stance, you know, the suspension work we did to the car. Now, usually I'm not a fan of something so tucked and all that, but I mean, man, this car just screams for it. It looks so good. I mean, yeah, the exhaust and that hangs a little bit low. It's a little rough, but it's not a daily driver, and I'm in Florida, so we don't really have that much in the way of bad roads and stuff, so it works here. So, man. So, if you haven't been following the build, my whole intent of doing this was to show what you can do with the factory car. Like, what can you do without LS swapping and going crazy. I wanted to make this car using more modern stuff to see what we could get out of the car without going crazy. So this still has the original 5.7 block. The engines never came out of this car. It's still the stock block, pistons, crank rods, everything. I did a cam, heads, headers, an intake manifold, bigger fuel injectors, and we're doing tuning from Brian at Tune Performance. And I also want to thank Ken at First TPI for helping me out, acquiring the intake manifold. He also got me a deal on the heads, and he's been a great source of help building this car. And see, that's the problem. These cars are so old. The OBD1 systems, even Smitty rebuilding the 700R4. These guys that have been around these cars and have worked on these cars since they were new and similar systems are going away. Their knowledge and stuff, it's going. It's up to us to pass that torch along and try to, either through YouTube videos or mentoring somebody, like when I went to California, try to show a young girl out there how to get her car up and running, show her how the tune port and the fuel injection system works. So it's up to us to try to keep these things alive, because the knowledge is going away. It's going to be harder and harder to find somebody that knows how to tune an OBD one car. Now I know people talk you can do aftermarket computer systems and all that. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to change all that stuff. I wanted to see what we could get out of this car basically with bolt-ons. And we're there. We've had some hiccups along the way. Mistakes I've made building. We've had to wait on parts. We got the car running. We struggled with not being able to tune it, so I made the decision. We threw a torque converter in here, and then it just happened to be that was the last the transmission had in it. The second we put the torque converter in, and then Smitty rebuilt it. Took him a little bit of time, but that's understandable. He works for a living, so he does this when he can on the weekends, and still with COVID, he had to wait on parts. Like I said, waiting on parts. So we got the transmission in, and now it's up to the tuner work his magic, and we'll get this thing on the dyno. So it's kind of brief story of the car and where we're going with it, and like why it is what it is. I never intended on LS swapping. Throughout the build I heard that stuff a lot. LS swapping. I love the LS. I got 3 cars with the LS. No, 2. I used to have a Trans Am that had the LS1. My GTO's got an LS2, the SS is an LS3, and I keep thinking my Camaro's an LT1, so that's a 17. That's not the LT1 that came after this. They reused the name, recycled it. That's the 455 horse LT1, and my 17 Camaro 50. So yeah, I love the LS engines, but I didn't want to do that to this car. I want to try to, like I said, how much power can you extract out of an old cast iron 350? They're great engines, been around forever. So we'll get it to the dyno. So I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. Maybe people have just joined the channel and haven't watched the build, and kind of explain to you what we've done to the car briefly. Go check out the playlist and see everything we've done. But yeah, so Project Z28. Can't wait to see what Brian says about this, and we'll get it to the dyno. Figure out what kind of power it's making. Alright, this is going to be fun. We're taking the dog to the VET so she can get her shots. So we're going to try to hold her down so she doesn't turn around and bite the VET technician, because she's freaking mean. Yeah, this ought to be fun. It's a good way to start out today. Oh, that went better than expected. She didn't even bark. Did wrestle her a little bit, but it really wasn't that bad. Last time they sent us home with some sedatives because they said they weren't dealing with her.
Because I couldn't put her muzzle for 30 minutes. Yeah, wrestle with her for 30 minutes.
Yeah. This was definitely a lot less painless. Do it right here in the car. Alright everyone, that's all I have for this vlog. I really want to wrap it up and get it out before the holiday weekend. Thank you very much for the support. I've heard from several of you. You love the idea of the vlog coming back, and it's the kind of editing I like. I wish I had more stuff like camping and travel to do, but that will be coming in time. We just can't up and sell and hit the road. We're adults. We have commitments, car payments, mortgages, so we have to get our ducks in a row, but we will have some travel stuff going on. So this weekend here in America is Memorial Day. Please don't confuse this with Veterans Day. I'm a veteran. Please, I appreciate people thanking me for service and stuff like that, but please, this is not my holiday. This is for the people that paid the ultimate price and never came home. And also to remember the families that have been left behind. When I first graduated Warren Officer School, waiting on flight school to start, I was very privileged to be put onto a funeral detail team. It's not,
that people had passed. It was a privilege to perform that service for the families in that time for them. And personally, you know, this was like the beginning of the war on terror after 9/11. I was actually in flight school on 9/11. So some of these people coming back were some of the first casualties from that. And to take a knee and hand a very young lady, even remember one with like 2 kids, that flag is the damn hardest thing I have ever done in my friggin' life, was to present that to somebody. You could see the pain in these people's eyes. So this is their holiday. For the people that didn't make it back, that came home with that flag over their coffin, and for the families they left behind. It is not for the people of us that are still here. So we have our holiday on Veterans Day. We do appreciate the support being a veteran, but remember, Monday, Memorial Day, is for those that pay the ultimate price. Thank you everyone for your support. I appreciate you watching this channel. I know there's a lot of other channels out there. We're all competing for your business, and I appreciate you giving me your time, subscribing, and being entertained by the stuff that we put out. So until then, stay safe, take care. Definitely be safe over this holiday weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much for watching.